I use AI constantly for exploration, brainstorming, collaboration, and so on and so forth, just like any designer would. But something happened last week which I wanted to talk to you about. So I sat for designing. I opened my laptop and I was looking at a blank canvas. Usually, this used to be an interesting design phase for me to look at a blank canvas, think of solutions of my own. But this time around, my mind was telling me to open ChatGPT or Claude and then get started from there with a generic prompt, with a bare minimum explanation of what I was thinking about, right? And this dependency that I have with AI sort of freaked me out, and I wanted to dig a little bit deeper about this and see if anybody else was feeling the same way that I was feeling, that we are all becoming more dependent on AI. It's not bad, but it's also not great, right? I mean, AI is a great tool. It's an immensely powerful tool. It has a lot of capabilities, but then the dependency that we have with AI is continuing to exponentially increase, and that's something that worried me. So I dug deeper into this, and I found a couple of things which I wanted to share with you all. Here's what research says about AI in design. There's been a 61 percentage of increase in productivity because of the AI tools that we use every day, and 92 percentage of UX designers use AI tools for content generation, and 42 percentage of young people out there, which is millions of designers actually, use AI every day, right? So by traditional measures, using AI has been immensely successful, and it's been helping businesses a lot. But then there's also a different side to the story, which was interesting to me, which I want to talk about. So I started analyzing the impact of AI tools in terms of three lenses. One is business health, second is human well-being, and the third is systems health. Of course, in terms of business health, things are obviously improving. Productivity is the highest, and companies are seeing gains every day because of the use of AI tools. But there are two other lenses where things are not going great. First is well-being, which is human well-being. Things are not going great here because the anxiety levels that designers have because of the dependency that they have on AI is high. It's getting higher every day. And our creative problem solving skills are becoming low as well. And most of the designers are not able to start their projects without the use of AI, which is also concerning. And the third lens is systems health. Right, you can think about systems health in terms of, like, societal level impact kind of a thing. So because of the reliance that we have on AI, there's cognitive decline that's happening. We call this cognitive atrophy, right? And that's an interesting term, which is to indicate that as we keep using AI, our cognitive capacity is going lower, right? And long term, this is not going to be good for us. Here's another interesting research point which was interesting for me. Developers actually took 19% more time when they use AI tools, but then they feel that AI is actually reducing the time that's taking for them to finish something. So you can see that the reality is different from the perception because of the back and forths and all of this that we tend to do with AI tools. We are actually taking more time to finish a task instead of just us thinking about the task and doing it ourselves. So the use of AI tools is definitely making us feel productive, but are we truly getting better as designers, as creators, as human beings? That's a question that's been on my mind for a while now. So in this visual, I just wanted to, like, talk about what's happening at the holistic level, systems level, right? The AI is definitely making designs faster, and because of that, we use AI for everything. And when we use AI for everything, our brain is stopping to build pathways for problem solving. This is making us less capable and more dependent on AI. But companies are still going to be rewarding the use of AI because it's seeing gains, right? And of course, that means designers have to learn the AI space, which is good, but then we are forced to also be more dependent on AI. So there's going to be more pressure to use AI, and in turn, it's going to lead to our brains stopping to build the pathways that are needed for us to, like, be better problem solvers and better thinkers. And the cycle accelerates. This whole thing connects to neuroscience. It's basically the use it or lose it principle, right? What I mean by that is, every time we sort of offload our thinking to an AI tool, what we're essentially telling our brain is to stop thinking, that our thinking is going to be done by a tool, right? So if you're using it to assist our thinking, that's great. But if you're solely relying on these AI tools to actually think for us, that's going to be problematic. So yeah, it's the use it or lose it principle, and it's essentially what it is saying is that, like, if we do not have the fundamental cognitive capabilities and the skills to think for ourselves, it's actually going to lead to more dependency on these AI tools, which is going to lead to cognitive atrophy. In one of the MIT studies, it was also said that people who were using AI tools to write, they even forgot what the AI came up with or what they had submitted as an AI response to others, right? So it's definitely concerning, and if this sort of pattern continues, right now it's going to be okay because we are in the year 1 to 3 stage where productivity is high, companies are seeing gains, and all of that, but we are invisibly developing the dependency, and there's going to be a tipping point around year 3 where there's going to be cognitive decline for most of us, right? And the crisis is going to be definitely visible around year 7, where problem solving is going to become an endangered skill. We're not there yet, definitely not, but I hope we don't lead ourselves there. And this matters beyond individual level. It actually affects organizations. That's the ripple effect that we see, because as individuals, probably the effect is us becoming more dependent on AI. But at the organization level, what happens is that organizations are becoming more vendor dependent. All the tools that we use and the models that we use, we are dependent on certain models and vendors. Let's say the model changes and we are not happy with the security, privacy, or the kind of output it creates. What happens then? We're still going to be vendor dependent, right? And it's taking more time for organizations to actually catch up with the kind of AI updates that are happening every day, right? And we are not there yet as designers. We are still learning, and we're still like at the beginning stage, but AI has like improved immensely more than any designer could. The other interesting thing that organizations are getting affected by is innovation. If all of us are going to be using AI, it's going to create homogenized output. It's going to be the same kind of output that all of us have. Like, and so if that's going to happen, what's differentiating us from other companies, right? We need to think about that as well. AI is great for pattern recognition and thinking from the past, but it can't break patterns, it cannot innovate. So we still need to have our problem solving and creative capabilities going, in order to have that differentiation and be innovative. By saying all of this, I just want to point out that none of this is AI's fault. AI has been great to us, it's a great tool. The problem that I find is in how we better integrate with AI tools as designers. So, for this, I had come up with a small, simple framework to use for myself to improve my cognitive capabilities. And I just wanted to share that with you all. And, if you find that useful, you can use it the next time you're opening an AI tool, right? So, in this framework, you have 3 phases. The first is think first phase. In this phase, all that you're trying to do is think about the problem that you're trying to solve and write it in your own words, and take 10 minutes to do it, right? And have some sketches as well, right? Because these are going to be really useful for the AI tool to collaborate with you. And also list all of the constraints, because AI does not know the constraints with which we work with. So it's important that we take the first 10 minutes to think about the problem, probably provide a little bit of solutioning as well to the AI. Why not? Right? So this builds problem solving pathways. And the second phase is AI collaboration, which we all know about. This is where we land into right away. But then I added a first step and third step, like before and after this. With AI collaboration, the important thing is to always remember that AI needs to amplify your ideas. It needs to amplify your thinking. So that needs to be always there in our heads when we are collaborating with AI. And the third phase is reflection, right? This is an important face, because this is how we learn and improve. I strongly feel we should not be using AI to execute only. I think we should be using AI to learn, reflect, and improve our problem solving skills. AI is definitely better than us in some ways in terms of pattern recognition, learning from the past, and calculating and throwing a lot of ideas at us. But then, how are we improving our cognitive skills? That's an important question that we need to ask every single time we are using an AI tool. So, there are three simple questions that I tend to ask myself. It's like, what did AI suggest that I did not think about? In this whole activity that I am like collaborating with AI, what did AI suggest that I did not think about? And did I change anything in that AI's output, right? And what did I learn? So these are three questions that I tend to ask myself every time I use an AI tool. And it helps in learning as well as, like, building those creative problem solving pathways and keeping ourselves and our brains healthy and creative. You might be thinking, okay, this is great, but all of this is going to delay my design process and the time that it takes to design. But surprisingly, not. With the ThinkFast framework, you would be front loading all of the thinking that you would do, and you will have lesser trial and errors, and back and forths. So you would get better results in the same time, right? So I have tried it out and I prefer the Think First framework. So I would suggest that you do it and see if it works out for you too. The second benefit, which is what we are trying driving towards, is the improvement that we feel in terms of capability, right? So with the Think First framework, you learn with AI and you get better with AI, and your vision is what is coming through with AI instead of you doing AI's vision, right? So that's what's interesting, and also a huge benefit when it comes to Think First framework. So I had come up with a couple of cards. I did these for myself actually, and I thought I'll share it with you folks as well if you're interested in something like this. So during the brainstorming and the thinking phase, which I want to do for myself to partner better with AI, I'd come up with 20 cards. These are like small 10-minute exercises that you do during phase one, where there are like four or five different categories, where some of the cards are for, like, when you're beginning a new project, or when you want to explore AI much further, you want to push AI further, or you want to evaluate AI's output, and if you want to collaborate with AI better. There are a couple of categories that I've come up with, and these cards were made based on these categories. What they do is they just like make you think more before you partner with AI. So you bring your thinking first and AI helps you with the execution. So the cards sort of look like these. If you're interested to know more, I'll definitely link the cards in the video below in the description. So feel free to like use these if you're interested. So I just want to close this video by saying that AI is not going anywhere, and I wouldn't want it to go anywhere too. It's getting better every day, but the question is, are we getting better with it? As creators, as designers, as human beings. I hope this question stays with you for longer. I hope I convinced you that there's cognitive atrophy happening, and I hope you take steps to make sure your cognitive capabilities and problem solving capabilities evolve in time with AI. The future is not just AI, right? It's going to be humans and AI coming together. And that's going to be feasible only if we preserve the human side of the equation.